I look forward to seeing you all in person soon. I wanted to give you a little bit of a preview of the literacy work that you'll be doing on Thursday afternoon so that you can dive right in and use your time as efficiently as possible. The goal for the work on Thursday will be to look at your T1 pacing guide and make some small revisions because of the changes from COVID. And the considerations that you're going to be using to make those revisions are the long runway that we talked about, Joelle. So weeks 1 and 2, there's more of a focus on social emotional. Joelle talked about it. She said reestablish connection and reset expectations and norm setting. Then weeks 3 and 4, you'll move into an assessment focus. There's some guidelines from the AOE that have prompted us to make some changes for T1 in the assessment calendar, and you'll need to reflect those in your pacing guide. So you're going to be spending that time getting to know your students as learners, and the assessments, the specific assessments that you'll use to do that, you'll see on this revised assessment calendar that's in a grade level folder that I've set up for your work on Thursday. And then as you're making decisions on your pacing guide, make sure you focus on the high priority literacy standards. The curriculum maps haven't changed, and you're still teaching into all the content. But if you need to do some trimming or make some decisions, focus on those high priority literacy standards. And you'll find those on the curriculum maps that are in your Google folder, and they're the bolded standards. And then lastly, this is for kindergarten, but a good update for everyone. Kindergarten's changing the stacked maps for writing. So for T1, kindergarten will now focus on foundational writing. And T2, kindergarten will focus on narrative, and then the remaining 2 informational units, opinion and informational writing, will be shorter units in T3. So they'll have that additional work of reflecting their pacing guides, reflecting that change in their pacing guides. So I think an order that will be helpful for you will be, as you approach this work, is to review the priority standards for T1, to review the revised assessment calendar for T1, and then lastly, to make the revisions on the pacing guide. And in your Google folder, I've made a copy of your pacing guide that's titled COVID Pacing Guide. So make your changes on that pacing guide. And once you're done, I'll upload those to SharePoint. So the materials that you need, on the left-hand side, you'll find the grade level Google folders with the resources that you need for the work today in there. And then on the right-hand side, you find the Zoom links because you'll need to get into a Zoom for your grade level. And this is grade level, including both schools, so UMS and Porters. And then I have a slide for parking lot at the end. Just make sure you plop in your questions because I would like to revisit those. I'm sure there's going to be things that come up that aren't directly connected to the agenda. You might have some questions about the assessments and the logistics for that, but let's circle back to that after you get your pacing guide work done. Thanks so much, and I look forward to seeing you on Zoom on Thursday, if not before, and let me know if you have any questions.